Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Crimson Skies, and we are going to be continuing with our Balmoral only playthrough. If you don't know what this is, it's a challenge to only use the Bristol Balmoral as our only aircraft of choice beyond the missions where we are forced into a particular aircraft. And in this case, our very next mission is what's going to happen there. So we will have to use the J2 Fury, I think, for this next one, because it is the air race with Johnny Johnson. However, we should be able to go back to using the Balmoral right afterwards. And if you missed last episode, I did make a new Balmoral, and the new Balmoral for us is a sort of more heavier bomber with more hard points, slightly smaller guns, and a slightly worse engine. But it has a lot more hard points for carrying rockets and things, which we will need, I'm sure, at some point. And it's in the colours of RAF Coastal Command, as best as I could sort of mimic. So yeah, next mission. Here we go.
Johnny Johnson broadcast this on stations all over the Americas today. Sparks, patch it through so everyone can hear it.
Base. Nathan Zachary. Johnny Johnson here. I'm hosting a little get-together at Hughes Field Friday morning, and you're invited. It's a high-class air race to settle once and for all who's the best of the best. I've pulled some strings at the Capitol, and the nation of Hollywood's agreed to drop all current criminal charges against you if you enter the race. I'm even giving every contestant a brand new Fury so the race is fair. Skill versus skill. Everybody's going to be there. Steele, Crawford, Redmond, Kahn, Black Swan. Even I'll be in the race. Oh, it won't be the same without you, but I'll understand if you're too lily-livered to show your face.
That's plenty, Sparks, thanks. The race is one of those simple fly-through-the-courts deals. Each obstacle must be flown through in succession. There's also a $4,000 prize, but I doubt we'll ever see it.
You shouldn't do it, Cap. You know it's a trap.
I'm sure of it, which is why I want you guys to be on station just outside the race area. When I call for you, help me get out of there.
I meant Charlie Steele, boss. I'm worried about you and her.
Jack, that was years ago. I won't let her distract me again.
You better not, because I'm not in the mood to rescue you. Again. Knock him dead, Captain.
Thanks, little guy.
Okay, so let's get into our pre-flight checks here. And our wingman is going to be in the Mark II gunship. And they're going to be using just flak. And I am going to have some HE as well as some flak myself. And I'm just going to load up the HE and the HE. There we go. Okay. So we're going to be getting straight to this. It is an air race, which means I am going to be having to perform some danger zone things, which is not exciting to me.
4, 3, 2, 1, go! And they're off! The first plane to complete the obstacle course wins the Johnson Cup.
I am the greatest pilot in the world. I will best you
Thank
all.
you, Johnny Johnson. So,
Party time. Eat my
yeah, I am not the best, if you've seen, at flying through danger zones. In this case, the most dangerous thing for me will be...
Stunning maneuver by Johnny Johnson. You can tell he really wants to win.
The most dangerous thing for me will be trying to fly through the Golden Gate Bridge arches,
You call that flying? Bow down to the
as well as flying through the Manhattan thing right there. So these things are pretty easy so far. Pretty easy, I should say. So far, but yeah, bridge spars. Now that is going to be the most dangerous thing with my skills, because yeah, keyboard and mouse not the easiest to control here. However, we can slow down a little bit. We are far enough ahead now that I can take my time a little bit here. Oh, come on, come on, come on! Instantly dead. Yeah. Okay. This may take a few tries. And we are going to have to listen to the announcer's spiel every time.
Will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Although, technically, this doesn't really count towards the challenge, because, well, we are forced into this Fury the entire the entire time.
Party time.
If I could attempt this in the Balmoral,
They're through the first obstacle, neck and neck.
I would.
This is anybody's
However,
race.
yeah, that would go even worse than it currently is in this J2 Fury, considering how manoeuvrable this thing is.
A nice move by Showstopper Crawford.
There you go, we'll just blow that up. That's why I took the HE. Straight through, nice and simple.
Bow down to the con, so I can shame you. Zachary is ahead of the pack as he successfully navigates another obstacle.
Alright, C-stacks.
That was almost a mid-air collision. Crawford and the Black Swan trade paint through that obstacle.
There you go. Nice and easy. Okay, now let's take this wide and slow.
This will prove it once and for all.
And we'll actually come in from a good angle in order to actually get this thing.
Black Swan, what a talent!
Okay, so there's the bridges. Or rather, the bridge, I should say. Now, I don't think we have to go through it sideways. I think we can go through it at either a diagonal or just straight like this. Oh, there you go, okay. And we should still be ahead of everyone by a large margin. Yes, we are, which is good, which means I can take my time with the Hollywood O sign, which I think is going to be obstacle number 8, I believe. But the bridge spars are really the most dangerous thing for me, as well as Broadway. The O shouldn't be too much of an issue. Come through there we go, right.
Show you who the real fancy flyer is.
Hollywood sign.
Zachary clears another obstacle. The pack is trailing. Oh, Marshal Bill Redmond went out a little wide there. That will cost him.
Thank you, announcer. So here we go. Fly through Hollywood sign, the O. We are in danger of stalling, but that's fine.
Nathan Zachary
Okay.
yet another
Yep, that was very dangerous.
successfully.
Okay,
A nice
okay,
move by
okay, okay.
Showstopper Crawford.
Right, New York sign is next. The issue with trying to get this is the Statue of Liberty cut out. So I'm going to see if I can blow that up. Never mind, no we can't. Okay, we're just going to have to go through this slow then. There we go. Okay. Phew. Second time. And we are now onto flak.
You might be the victor, but you won't have long to enjoy the spoils. To all contestants, I will pay $10,000 to the first person to shoot down Nathan Zachary.
What if I shoot myself down? Do you pay me 10,000?
Those bastards. They won't get away with this. We'll defend you, Zachary.
Okay. Sure. Okay, Johnny Johnson, come here, my friend. I have flak rockets with your name on it.
Not a chance, baby.
Come on, Johnny. Get it, get it, get it.
Never hurt Major Loyal Crawford. Oh, now you've made me sore, real sore.
Johnny, stop going through the hole.
Oh, yeah!
Your left, enemy 9 o'clock.
I'm out of the fight.
There we go. Okay.
You stop me
Marshal
dead.
Bill
I'll
Redmond,
get
Charlie
you.
Steele. Okay.
I'll get you
There he goes.
Vile cur.
Head on.
Okay, now let's get Charlie Steele. Yes, I know Black Swan.
In front, enemy 12 o'clock low.
Yes, I'm aware Black Swan. We're going for Charlie Steele. That was a pretty decent flak. There goes my final flak. I can really do with my gunship at the moment to deal with this thing. There you go. There's Genghis Khan. He should be the last of the aces. Come on, Khan, what are you doing? Getting some hits, getting another hit there. Oh, another one. Got him. Okay. Here comes Hughes Aviation.
Planes inbound on your position. Looks like some Johnson aviation fighters coming to do Johnny's dirty work. You've taken down all the aces. Excellent flying. Now, just take care of those Johnson fighters, and you can return to base.
Right.
You'll save your
Bloodhawks.
Zachary, but you won't save the Pandora.
That's a lot of
I've
them.
kept you occupied here while my Zeppelin and its scouts have been hunting down the Pandora.
Okay.
They have succeeded in
Took down a
finding her.
Bloodhawk.
Soon, your traveling home will be nothing more than a twisted ball of wreckage.
He's right, boss. Our spotters have located a military Zeppelin off our port quarter.
Roger that,
Oh,
Sparks.
lovely. Head-on collision won't work for you, Mr. Bloodhawk. Not when I've got 70s in the way. Come on. We're on the trail of this guy. He is slightly faster, I think. But
Engaging now.
oh, who's that? It's the Black Swan. I've burnt through half of this 70 cal ammo, but it's fine.
A good
There
pilot
we go.
like you is hard to find.
Thank you, Black Swan. Right, we need to just take down these Bloodhawks. Ah, there's my wingman. He's down there, I see him. In the gunship. Got
That
him.
one won't be
Okay.
bothering us no more.
Swing around.
We're all clear.
Hey!
Let's return to base and fast.
Good job, sir. I was getting worried about you there for a minute. Let's hurry back to the Pandora. She needs our help.
Whee! Okay, so back to the Pandora. We've done some victory. I don't know what they were, but it was worth celebrating the victory because yeah, we needed to celebrate my flying and not crashing into anything beyond that one time that we don't talk about. So here we go. We'll come into the Pandora. I'll even attempt to dock. Just reduce our speed, and we managed to dock safely. Good. There you go. Clunk clunk. It looks so small in comparison to the Balmoral that we normally see. We normally see up there, but yeah. And into the hangar we go. Good. Okay. Race successfully won. Didn't die except for one time. And yeah, we've got a whole load of snapshots and pictures of us going through all of these danger zones. Nice, lovely. Okay. Next mission then is going to be Clash of the Dreadnoughts.
Now
It's
we
going
know
to
the
be
real
for
reason for the
Gemini.
race. Keep us here long enough for them to locate the Pandora. I'm afraid I underestimated Johnny. He's smarter than he looks.
I tried to tell you, but do you listen to your old friend Jack? No.
Don't worry about it, Chief. It'll give us a chance to rub Johnson's snotty nose in the Hollywood dust, too. We can't let you have all the fun.
Johnny's sending in his big military Zeppelin, the Gemini, to intercept us.
Holy cats, look at the size of that thing.
The Gemini will probably send fighters ahead to try and soften up the Pandora, so we need to protect her, especially her engines. When the Gemini moves in, we'll give her a dose of her own medicine by taking out some of her engines. The slower she's moving, the better the Pandora's chances. The Pandora can't go toe-to-toe with a bruiser like the Gemini, so we'll have to even the odds a bit. A couple of well-placed rockets into her broadside cannon hatches is sure to set off some ammo magazines.
Ah, just like Blake's Zeppelin in Pacifica.
That's right.
Oh, be careful out there, fellas. I don't know what I would do with myself if anything happened to my old girl.
Chin up, Sparks. We'll give them the business, right, gang?
Okay, so I'm not actually going to go in the gunship for this one, I don't think. We're going to try out Coastal Command Bomber. Our Coastal Command Bomber, I think, because it's got the extra hard points. But I am going to want, I think at least, for... we are going to want these HE rockets. So we'll take these, and hopefully the armor that we have will keep us safe. And we're just going to, use HE on these things. Actually, the first set of rockets and the last set of rockets I'll set to flak. And yeah, my wingman can remain in that if he can keep with flak. And okay. Good. So there's the Pandora. So we need to hold around. Here's Coastal Command Bomber, by the way. It doesn't look too bad, I don't think.
You heard him. Let's break them up and take them down. Keep those Kestrels away from the Pandora's engines.
So here we go. Kestrels, Hughes Aviation. So we do have Nitro. We are a bit slower, a bit more sluggish. I also don't have the typical 60s in the nose. I instead have got Bloodhawks. So yeah, I unfortunately don't have 60s. I only have 40s in this thing, for my main guns at least. And yeah, you can feel the sluggishness here. Oh, there's a Bloodhawk.
Warning. Second wave
There
of enemy
you go,
fighters are
good.
inbound from the north.
Okay, I think we cleared up the first wave at least. Yeah, this second wave is next. Do I have 2 flak rockets to deal with these guys? I am going to go for the Kestrels because, well, we were told to keep them away from the engines. So that's what we're going to do.
Watch that defensive fire.
There goes the Kestrel. Here comes a Bloodhawk.
Bogey, 12 o'clock low.
Above you, bandit at 12 o'clock high.
Okay, let's slow down.
Oh, I
Ooh.
know what gets done.
That's lovely. Me and my front gunner were lighting that guy up. He was not having a good time. There you go. Come on, gunner. Get him. I'll swing around. There you go. Somebody got him, whether it was my gunner or not. Not too sure. Here we go, Kestrel. Oh, I do actually still have 2 more flanks.
All
Okay.
right, fortune hunters. Remember the plan. Tex and Buck, you run fighter interference. Big John, you and Betty target the Gemini's engines. Maybe that will slow it down some and give the Pandora a fighting chance.
It's just 1 Kestrel left.
Jackal, buddy. We're gonna go for
And
a
people are
broadside
chasing it.
turret hatches.
Yeah, now you're cooking with gas.
When she opens her hatches
Come on.
to fire, we hit the cannons and, well, you remember what
Down it
happened
goes.
in the Promised Land, don't you?
Do I? Haha. Thanks for keeping the fun jobs for us, Captain. The
Okay.
Gemini's launching more fighters.
There's the Gemini launching more fighters. Yes, I'll just send out a random flank.
Careful, you got them all hot and bothered.
Now, my gunner will deal with some of these guys. And our allies will deal with others. We're still waiting on Nitro. Ow, I'm getting shot up by these bloodhounds.
Watch out, bandit at 9 o'clock low.
There's the Gemini again.
This is Big John. Not good. They're all over me.
No one missed.
They're turning me into Swiss cheese up here. Somebody help.
Come on.
Well,
My gunners are lighting up, guys, though. We need to Nitro boost our way so that we can get a proper bombing run on this thing. And we need to look at which broadside cannons are open.
that's live fire.
Okay, swing back around and reduce speed to 100 miles an hour.
Straight ahead, bogey at 12 o'clock. Good idea, sir. If we slow her down, that'll give us more time to help Pandora.
Rocket missed. Bloodhawk straight in front of me. Could he please not? Hopefully my gunner can deal with that thing.
No doubt about it. We're heading that Zeppelin boss and our speed has gone way down. On your right, bogey.
Everyone's destroying the engines. I'm getting shot up, but it's fine. Our armor is holding. That's why we took all of that armor in the first place.
Below you.
Where is it? There it is.
12 o'clock low.
Bullseye.
Lovely.
Great shot, boss.
Where's the next one? There's the next one.
Do it, gang. One gas bag
Ah, that
is
one missed.
gone.
That one hit.
Chalk up the second gas bag for the chief.
There you go. Okay.
The third gas bag is
And let's
that puppy is
burst
going
away.
down. Adios, Gemini.
And that was in fact our last rocket as well, so just as well. And I mean,
Good work, crew.
oof, that is
Pandora, you are clear.
a
Returning
burning
to
Gemini. And I think we kept the Pandora safe. I don't think she's lost any of her gas bags. No, she has not. The Gemini failed to do any damage, which is very handy. And, well, look at the state of it. Yeah. Lost most of its engines, most of its defense, all of its fighters have gone, and the Pandora is sitting pretty, if I can get the correct angle for it. There you go. Lovely. Okay, and we'll just auto-dock, take Coastal Command back in. Lovely. So, successful outing. We didn't sustain too much damage. Our armor kept us safe. Nothing turned orange or yellow or red, which is very handy on us. And yeah, shot down 3 Kestrels and a Bloodhawk. Not too bad. and we can change back into the gunship
We're in a
for
tight
this
spot.
one.
The Pandora took it on the chin in the last couple of fights, and we're fresh out of supplies to repair her. The patches in the gas bags are barely holding, and half the engines are out of commission.
The old girl will never make Skyhaven in this shape.
Not to worry, kid, I have a plan. While flying recon, Tex and Buck spotted a cargo zeppelin, the Figueroa. We'll cross our path in about an hour. She's big enough to tow us deep into free Colorado, where we can limp into Skyhaven by ourselves.
Sounds real easy. What's the catch?
The Figueroa is protected by Blake Aviation Security.
Damn.
Tex and Buck saw 2 sections of Blake fighters in the air. I figure there's at least 2 more off-duty and docked on the Zep. Now, these fellas are pros, so watch yourselves.
No sweat, boss. We took Blake down before, we'll do it again.
The Figueroa is carrying the wreck of a Zeppelin that will only slow us down, so I'll get rid of it by shooting out the cables holding the wreck in place.
Show off.
All right, now listen up. Especially you, Jack. We must keep damage to the Figueroa at a minimum. We need at least 6 of the engines and 3 of the gas bags to survive for her to tow us. Concentrate on hitting the Figueroa's gun turrets. Once things look hopeless for them, they'll surrender.
We hope.
Once we get the area secure, we'll send in the Balmoral. She'll be carrying a crew of boarders who will airdrop onto the Zep and move to take her over. Once she's ours, we'll need to keep her safe and sound. Tex, you'll be flying the Balmoral.
No problem, boss. Long as you keep them Blake boys off us.
You think Blake will be a problem once we got the Zep under our control?
Bet on it. Any Blake forces left might try to disable Figueroa once we've got her. Blake pilots aren't ones to back down easily. Best to take them out as soon as possible.
Sounds like my kind of fun.
We need to pull this off without a hitch, or it's going to be a long walk to Colorado. Now let's gear up and get out there.
So yeah, even though we successfully protected the Pandora, apparently she's lost half of her gas bags and half her engines, which is strange to say the least, because she took basically no damage when we were there. But who knows? Something must have happened there. So we are going to turn this one back into the bomber, gunship Mark 1. We're going to the Mark 2, except I think we will keep everything as it is, and we will fly. So shouldn't be too difficult. Just deal with the Figueroa, deal with the towing cranes, deal with Blake's fighters.
No can do, Wallace. Our Zeppelin's got a flat, so I'm afraid we're gonna need to borrow yours for a spell.
Over my dead body. All units, get these pirates out of my sight.
Pirates?
Turrets are opening up.
We ain't no pirates. We're the British Empire. Do you not see our roundels?
Taking hit. Over. Help! Help! Someone help!
And our flank rockets will make nice and easy work of these pacemakers.
Not good. They're all over me.
Apparently they're all over Big John, but well, they're all gone, so you know. Now let's start taking out some of these things, hopefully with just a single... Oh, okay, they just got... Oh, there's still a peacemaker up.
Straight ahead, bogey at 12 o'clock.
Well, why isn't someone dealing with it then? There you go. Just took it long enough.
Shot, boss.
Okay, so we can deal with these crane pieces just by shooting that up. There's the second one over there.
Cable 2 away.
Cable 2 away.
Look at that junk go.
And hopefully my gunner will be able to take out some of the turrets that are around him. And hopefully it doesn't take out any of the engines, because that would be annoying, because we were told not to have that happen. So let's burst away. And we'll just gunship over the top here, deal with these turrets. P. And drop down.
Watch that defensive fire.
There's the big one.
Have the turrets, boss. Almost there.
Ooh, flank. And
That's
yep,
all the turrets,
that's
boss.
all the turrets.
Nice work.
Thank you, front gunner. I didn't even hear you shooting. That's how silent that was. Okay, so this final crane we're just going to need to approach from the side, because, yep, there's the towing crane cable up the top. Oh yeah, I still have 5 flak rockets, which should hopefully deal with the second wave of peacemakers that are inevitably going to appear because they're going to be launched. But for now, we can just dagger.
That's the last.
There you go, lovely.
The garage
Okay.
is clear.
Damn it, Zachary. There goes my commission.
Maybe you should get into a new line of business. All right, fortune hunters, let's clear out the rest of these fighters so the boarding party can get through. You're on, Tex. You're clear to begin.
Here comes
your
Tex and the other Balmoral. We'll have 3 Balmorals in the air, everyone. 3 Balmorals.
This is Captain Wallace. The pirates have a bomber incoming and appear to be attempting to board. Launch more fighters and get that bomber. Take a look at that, boss. Figueroa's dropping birds.
All right, people, the target has new escorts. Stick to the plan. Keep your cool.
Right, let's nitro.
Watch out, bogey, 12 o'clock low. Ah, damn, I'm getting shot up here, over.
Wait, leave this Balmoral alone. There you go.
I've taken some light damage to my plane, over.
Ow! They're shooting me up. It's okay, we have lots of armor. Don't have nitro. But somebody's shooting up the peacemaker. There you go, lovely. And there goes Tex over the top. And because we're in British colours, it just looks like it's still using the regular British,
Roger that.
the British bomber
Good
from
work.
before we
See you
repainted
back
it.
at the bar.
Right, there goes Tex in the captured British Balmoral. Here I am in my repainted Balmoral to look like a British one.
This is Captain Wallace. We've been boarded by pirates. All hands to the hangar. Launch all remaining fighters. We must stop the pirates.
Alright, here we go. Last remaining peacemakers, might as well use the rest of our flax.
This is the boarding party. Ladies and gents, the Figueroa is ours.
The pirates have control of the Zeppelin. All escorts attack the Zeppelin.
That's a lovely central shot. And that was a
Let's clear out
2-4.
these Blake
No,
fighters.
not quite.
We need to prevent them
No,
from
it wasn't.
destroying any of the Figueroa's engines.
Okay, swing it round, give it a burst of nitro. 10, 11, you gonna fly in front of me? Yes, you are. Lovely. That was a perfect flank rocket.
Let's get back to the Pandora.
Colorado, here we come. And none too soon either.
Heck yeah,
I
Jack.
can use a vacation.
You and me both, brother.
Hooray. Do some victory barrels. And there we go. Just waiting for the mission to end. So, not bad at all. And here you go. Arthur Wallace thanks us for being nice to him, which is very nice. And we get a nice cutscene.
Mr. Zachary,
Oh, good morning, Ilsa.
I just saw you outside test flying the Blue Streak. So, how do you like her?
Fastest plane I ever flew. Like sitting on lightning. Your work is impressive.
Thank you.
Now, I have a question for you. Why weren't you out in the bars and shops with the rest of the crew last night? It's awfully early to be working.
I've some stubborn stress calculations to work out, yes?
Stress calculations. Ilsa, you're breaking time-honored pirate tradition. We come here to Sky Haven to buy and sell, party and recuperate, not to work.
Like you, test flying experimental aircraft at 5 in the morning.
Touché, Miss Fassenbinder.
Please, call me Ilse.
Who knew that being a pirate was so much work?
We have a saying back home. Birds of prey do not sing.
All too true. But even songbirds need to be taught. Maybe you could help me learn a tune someday? What the?
The apple was very disappointing, Ethan. I am tempted to take my revenge.
Black Swan, that wasn't meant to be personal. Just business as usual.
I was hunting those jewels for 3 months.
Sorry. How was I to know I was jumping your claim?
Nathan, you haven't introduced me to your little friend. I see we're going for German playthings now.
Nathan's little friend was just getting back to work. You two obviously have lots to talk about. And sorry to disappoint you, Miss Swan, but I'm just a scientist. We can't all be playthings now, can we?
Well chosen, Nathan. She has some spunk.
Would you like to review the rest of my crew?
Speaking of your crew, do you know where they are?
Come again?
Your pilots. Have they come back from last night's carousing?
Actually, now that you mention it, no.
Well, mine are gone too. And they're never out this late. Not all of them, at least.
Same here. Hey, we better look into this.
I thought you'd never ask.
Oh no! Suspicious plays are afoot as Black Swan comes and docks in the Pandora. And that is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. We have got a mystery. What has happened to our crews? And that is something for us to find out next episode because, I'm not starting flying a Ford Hoplite, forced into it at least, with just this, with just a Ford Hoplite in this episode. We will leave that for the next one. However, we have made it to fly Skyhaven. Here's where the fun really starts. Getting to Manhattan, we're going to be up against Black Hats and other big, scary aircraft, which are Balmorals. Hopefully we'll be able to contest, but it's not guaranteed. So, that'll be something to look forward to in the next episodes. For now, I will thank you all for watching, and goodbye.